to have a close-up. Oop. Okay, I want to be able to rotate. Let's see. Oh, God, it's not going to let me. Seriously. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. That's not it. Or rotate device back. Yikes, can you tell this is my first time doing this? And it's not going to let me rotate the camera. This is not good. I apologize. Not that anybody's on here, so it really doesn't matter. But it's not allowing me to turn my camera. I'm not sure why. Let's see. Share, microphone, cancel. Don't want that. Cancel that. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. It will not allow me to do that. I'm going to see if this works, and I'm going to keep going. Oh. Hey, it's not letting me turn the camera horizontal. It's saying orientation is blocked, but I'm not sure. So I don't know what you are seeing. Can you let me know what... It looks fine in this orientation, really? I know that I'm supposed to turn the camera landscape, but it's not letting me. So I am going to keep it in that way. Hopefully you can see, and I have to move the camera. Can you see good, eye? Hopefully. Let's see. Woohoo. I'm just not good with the tech stuff. I'm gonna just come off the bat and say that. I'm excited to be on my first YouTube live. And moderation activity is now hitting, got it. Oh, and I can see, leave it, looks fine. I just gotta turn down my speaker here. Okay, I'm not good with the tech stuff. I just like to make pretty things. For those of you that are interested in wreath making, florals, ribbons and bows, that's what we're going to be doing here. I'm excited. I'm making, this is actually an order that I'm making, that the request was black and white, very farmhouse, which I'm excited to do. Black is one of my favorites. And again, it's my first YouTube live. I thank all of you who have subscribed to my page. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you do see this video, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like what it is that you see and what it is that I do on my channel. And please feel free to drop any comments in. I respond to every single comment that I get, and I am so grateful for that. So what I am doing here tonight is a grapevine wreath. Like I said, it's going to be black and white. We are doing greens with some white flowers, and I have these fabulous ribbons. I always tell people, if you can get the 4-inch ribbon, I'm so excited to use this houndstooth 4-inch ribbon. It's like Chanel feeling fabric. I'm so excited. But I am going to start with my base of greens. I want this very flowy. You know, when I come up with an idea, it's all in here. I want it flowy and wispy and sort of wildflowery looking. We'll see how that comes to be as I start to construct this and put it together. I have ferns here and wispy greens, all of ivy, because I love using ivy. I even have some of these pussy willows, so cool. And then I'm gonna add the white florals. So we will see which direction this goes in. All of my greens are from Hobby Lobby. That's typically where I get the majority of my product, for those of you wondering. Again, if you have any questions at whatever point you may see this video, feel free to ask. As I said, I get back to all of the comments that are made because I truly appreciate them, and I love connecting with people. I've only been on YouTube a very short time, and I feel like I've made connections already, and I'm so excited about that. I usually am doing lives on Facebook. I know quite a few people have gone over there to follow me. I've also done the lives on Pinterest. In case I think I did forget to introduce myself. My name is Lori with Interior Jewels, where I design and create wreaths, floral arrangements, and I love to share tips on creating DIYs, anything to make your home pretty, entertaining, recipes, you name it, anything that has to do with your home. I do a lot of thrifting and upcycling and recycling. I will find neat containers to do floral arrangements in, and I just love sharing those ideas. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, hit that subscribe button so that we can chat and get to know each other. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting off, I'm starting with these fern type things because again, they're very droopy, and I sort of want to figure out what my shape is. This is for an order, and this is going to be one of two. This customer has double doors, so I will be doing a mirror image of these. This one with the, for the left side, I'll be doing the bow on the left side, and this side, I'll be doing the bow on the right side. So I'm trying to come up with what my shape is going to be. I want this to really extend past the size of the wreath. And for those of you wondering, this is an 18-inch grapevine wreath. This is typically what I use. And I love big and grand, and that may be a little too big, actually. Let's start there. And see how that extends past the wreath? That's kind of, I'm going to put these in as my base to make my shape and see where we go from there. This may turn into a part 2. I'm going to get my base of greens in, and then I'm going to make my bow, and I will continue this when I'm adding the florals and I complete it. So I'm going to get some of these going out to the side, and I may need to cut some of these down. A little too long. For any of you that hop on or may see this, please comment where you're watching from. I'm very curious to know where everyone is from. I've done quite a few videos where people have reached out to me when I've done floral arrangements, and people were from all over the place. So I love hearing where everyone is from. For those of you that don't know or can't tell by my accent, I am from New York. I live on Long Island, surrounded by water here. A beautiful, beautiful place. Although I will say it's much more beautiful in the summer than it is in the winter. I am not a winter fan. I am so excited that it is actually the beginning of March and spring is going to be coming. I need some warm weather. Feel that sunshine. Get back to the beach. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. See how you can see a shape forming? And now I will layer my greens on top of this. But I wanted to get my base. And I think I'm going to add a couple of more down here. This has all different size in it. It goes from big outside and smaller inside. It gradually gets smaller. So since I need shorter ones, I'm going to start taking from the middle of this bush. So I want to have some down here. I don't want to go too long. There we go. I think that that is a great start. So now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to add some of the ivy in. This is another great base, and it's very trailing, natural looking, being as I deal with all artificial flowers. I love to try and make it look as natural as possible, as lifelike as possible. I only use quality greens because, of course, that's what gives you a beautiful end result. You don't want to use cheap plasticky greens, or florals for that matter. And ivy is beautiful because you could just sort of bend it. Ivy is a trailing plant. So again, making it look as natural as possible. That's how I like to get it in there. And just have it trail. And this to really be a three-dimensional. I like the greens and the florals to come off the wreath, not be so compact on it. I'm going to put in a couple more ivy. And again, I like to bend them a little bit, make them look as natural as possible. And it's really starting, and see how far past the wreath I've actually gone. So if this is an 18-inch wreath, I've done at least another 6 inches beyond that. So these are going to be nice size wreaths and statement pieces. Let's get this on here right. Put in a couple more sprigs of ivy. I'm gonna have some coming in the center of the wreath as well. Here, and again, I like to bend them. Couple of more, and then before I go much further, I'm going to make my bow, because my bow will be a nice size as well, and I don't want to hide it under florals. And I think, trying to determine if I want the bow down here or if I want the bow up there. You know what? I think I'm going to go down here. I'm picturing a left and a right door. Maybe I will have this bow here and that bow up there. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I have my 3 ribbons here. I have a black and white houndstooth, a black and white stripe. This is my all-time favorite ribbon. I know anybody who has seen my videos has heard me say that a million times. Then I have this great burlap that has a black and white check edge on it. I'm gonna get out my cable ties. That's how I secure my wreath, my bow, and then I will secure it to the wreath using a cable tie as well. Just going to cut off the edge of this, And I'm going to give myself, I determine the length of my tail first. Then I will determine the size of my loop. I want to make sure that this stands out nicely. And the way that I determine that is by putting that on here. Yeah, I kind of like that hanging like that. If I go much bigger with this, this is going to flop, and I don't want it to flop. It's not a very stiff fabric. That's perfect. Make another loop. I like making my bows by hand. I do make some using a bow maker, but typically I like to make my bows by hand. Are any of you bow makers out there? I'm going to cut this. This is very thick fabric. I don't have my good scissors here. So I have my base for my bow. This is going to be the size of my loops. And then I am just going to layer on top of this. Love it. Okay, then I'm going to go with this. Twist. Hold my loops up to make sure that I have them the same size. I think that's good. Okay, so I have 2 ribbons going. Now I'm going to add multiple loops of this thinner 1.5 inch black and white stripe, which is my favorite. This customer request was that it needed to be black and white. And that is one of my favorite color combinations to do. I think it's classic. I think it's sophisticated, and it never goes out of style, in my opinion. And this can be a year-round, everyday wreath. It's not a holiday wreath. It doesn't have to be used only certain times of the year. And this doesn't have to only go on a front door either. This one is for the customer's front door, but these are beautiful to hang within the home as well. You can hang this over a fireplace, over a sofa, if you have one of those big high walls. Beautiful to add within a grouping in a photo gallery. You know how you put the all the framed portraits up. This is beautiful to put in the middle of this and have pictures all around it. I'm just going to add quite a few loops to this. I want a very full bow. And as I said, I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2. I'm going to get my green base in. I'm going to add my bow. And then I will come back to do a part 2. I would love to hear from some of you when is a good time to go live, who is typically on YouTube, at what time, so that I can arrange to be on here that's a time that's good for everyone, because I would love to start meeting everyone on YouTube. Again, I'm very thankful for all of you that have subscribed to me already and have messaged me. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm just going to add a few more loops to this. And as I said, I am a wreath maker. I have an Etsy shop. You would be able to find my Etsy shop in the bio at the top of my page. Please take a visit. And if you have any questions or special requests, I'm happy to answer those. I'm going to do a few shorter loops in the middle. This is one big bow. It's getting very thick in my hand. See how many loops there are to this? But I love a great big bow. A great big bow. Let's just see if this is big enough. I think that it is. So I'm going to cut this. I'm wondering if I should put just another strip in here. Instead of making loops out of this, I think I'm just going to add a few strips to this. Kind of like that. See, just tails. I didn't make any loops out of this. Just going to put that in there. And then I'm going to cut a little piece to do a little circle in the middle that will hide my zip tie when I put that. See, I just make a little loop and put this right in the middle so that it sort of finishes off the center of it. I'm going to take my zip tie, I'm going to go right through that middle loop. Always make sure that you have your zip tie in the middle. So if it's not exactly in the middle, when you pull it tight, you will have loops on one side that are bigger than the other, and you don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Start pulling this tight, and before I get it all the way tight, I'm going to take an additional zip tie and I'm going to put that through the back because that's how I'm going to attach it to my wreath, and then I will continue to pull this tight all the way. And I will just fluff this out just a little bit. I'll continue fluffing it when I get it on the wreath. Long tails. Okay, let's see where I want to place this. I think I want this going over there. So now I just put that zip tie through the grapevine. Once I find the ideal place, before I pull it all the way tight, I want to make sure that it is in the right place. I want this sort of on an angle, and then I will start to pull this tight. Then I will dovetail the edges. To make it look finished. I'm definitely going to cut these shorter. I just wanted that in there to offset the black and white stripe. And see, you don't always have to add loops. I just added a tail of this. And I love long flowy tails too. I mean, look at how beautiful that bow is. I have my base of my greenery here. I am going to continue to layer more greens on this, and then I will add my white flowers. But I'm going to do that in a part 2. I wanted to make sure that I came on and did my first live and sort of know exactly how to do that. I have to tell you, it's a little stressful, all that technology stuff. As I said, I just like to come on and make pretty things. I don't like having to deal with all that technical stuff. So now that I have that figured out, I know that it's easy enough for me to come on live. Please, if you see this, comment. Let me know what you think of it, what you would like to see. When is a good time for me to go live? Should I schedule lives? Would love to hear all the things. As I said, I would love to connect with all of you. I appreciate those who have subscribed, and those seeing this video, please hit the subscribe button at top. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, and we will speak soon. Have a wonderful evening.